few weeks after graduation. It was January sometime, and I get a call from my university professor from one of those consulting courses, and he's like, "Hey, Chelsea, we've got someone who's interested in using our course for a consulting project, but they already know their problems marketing. So they don't really fit for the course, but it's similar to the business issue that you dealt with. Why don't you just go talk to them?" And that was the beginning. It really started as a one-man consultancy. That was a high-end jewelry company called Melina Fine Jewelers. They now own Black Star and Frost, which is one of the oldest jewelers in the entire country and dates back to, I think, the 17 or 1800s. Super cool history. They're the type of jeweler that you walk in and they have some cases up front, and then they have a secret door, like you push the wall back and three security guards show up, and then you go into the area where you look at the gems, right? Like the $5 million rubies, build your necklace. When I walked in, I was like, did I just step into Narnia? Like, where am I? I didn't even know places like that existed. And they then sit down with me and they're like, so, we talked to ASU and they said that you would really know what we need to do with marketing. And I was like, yeah, yep, of course I know what you need to do with marketing. Yeah.
I gotta go home and figure it out.
It's right. That's exactly what I did. And when you guys sent me over these questions and I was reading this one I was like, how did I set myself apart? I just did the work. I did the work and then I figured out how to set myself apart, right? It was actually a cool question for me to go back and analyze because I hadn't ever thought about it. But I think what did set me apart was my business foundation. And what I mean, even now to this day, when I'm having, new client consults, that's one of the things I talk about early on because even then it was even more prominent because social media and digital marketing was so new and fresh and kind of hot. What was happening was you had young kids coming out of school or not even coming out of school, right? Just young kids that grew up with social media that were convincing companies that because social media is this new hot thing and I know how to use social media, I can help you, right? And business acumen from my family experience and from school to know that we have these tools at our disposal, right? That are these digital marketing tools. But if it's not founded in business principle and in business intention, right? If it doesn't support your business model and your target audience and what you're trying to do with them, it's not actually going to do you that much good. It's just going to be chatter in the world. So that was, I didn't know how to label it at the time. But very quickly, I would say by the time I got my second client was a 5-star Italian restaurant. By the time I got them, I started to realize, I had been now in the industry for a year and a half. So I'm working with other like freelancers and, talking to other videographers and photographers and social media coordinators or managers that, as we would unpack what a business needs, I started to realize like they just wanted to throw social media at these businesses and trust that that was the answer for them. For me, I wanted to slow down and understand who the business is and who the business is serving. And again, you're talking about 2012. So the customer from pre-recession and the customer post-recession are a different customer, even if it's the same human being, right? And so that part I was able to take from my education and apply to the marketing side of the world. And I do think that was a huge differentiator, probably still is even to this day. I spend so much time unpacking with businesses who their customer is and how they behave, and then analyzing that against what actually is, right? What they think it is and what it actually is sometimes different, right? And so then tailoring their marketing needs to that is a big thing that separates us from a typical marketing agency.